Yo, what's going on guys? This is the build that I'll be using for today's video. Now to start off, I 1v2 these two megs. As you see, I'm chasing one of them right now. Also, in the start of the video, I'll be doing Pandora, and then the second half of the video is going to be Gondola. You can see this guy's just running away the whole time, which just gives me free damage. And the reason he's running away is because he's just trying to get to his buddies to help him, and that DAS was also their friend. But yeah, now I help him with that surge to replenish my stamina and also just to debuff his movement speed by 15%. But now you can see the other meg gets here, and now I'm in a 1v2. The thing is, they separated for quite some time, so it just gave me a couple of seconds to 1v1 the meg. So yeah, but right now I'm just trying to chain the Riptide from one target to the other, because obviously the way Riptide works, you can hit multiple targets, but you can't hit the same target twice with Riptide until you use it again. But yeah, and you can see one of them actually tried to run away, which was a bad play. He should have tried to stay and keep fighting. But yeah, now moving on, I 1v1 this Aquatic, and it's also raining, which is very nice. That gives me that extra 35% increased damage that you get from the Riptide, so it's very nice. Now, main thing here is try and tail ride this guy and avoid getting hit, but he did a decent job of just trading. Now he uses his call to debuff my damage by 30%, but I feel like I've already won the exchange enough, and it only took really one bite to kill the guy. So yeah. Now here I 1v1 this Aloe player, and this Aloe player is very new, and honestly I just tail ride this guy the whole entire time. It seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing. So I actually just get this guy low and I let him live. I actually do end up grouping up with him, but nothing gets done with it. So yeah. And he's actually on mobile too. You're going to see when I invite this guy, I just check the menu, and it shows you on the right side. You're going to see if someone's a console player, a PC player, or even a mobile player, and this guy was a mobile player. So yeah, but I just let him live. Now moving on, I try to 1v1 this Pycno, and I don't know what's up with everyone just running away from fights instead of taking them, especially when you are stronger than a conch. Pycno should easily be able to kill a conch. So yeah. Now, not only that, there's been a lack of fights. Honestly, I feel like the quality of fights have went down. The people that I've faced, maybe there's just a lot of new players, but even then I feel like I'm not finding as many fights as I'm used to. Maybe because I've been playing a little bit less, but either way it just feels like there's not a lot of action going on right now. That could also be due to the lack of updates, because it's been 3 weeks since the last update, which obviously isn't long for your normal game, but honestly Path recently has been giving out updates every week or two. So yeah, but you can see this Iguanodon is trying to help this Pycno out. Doesn't really matter, he's not going to be much help as he's too big, too heavy, and just he doesn't have the mobility to stop me from staying onto this Pycno. Not only that, the Pycno tries to run away instead of sticking near the Iguanodon. So yeah, it just doesn't work out for him, and I get the kill on the guy. So yeah. Now here there's going to be a lot of babies. So these babies tried to kill this Pycno, so I was like, alright, well I'm just going to help this Pycno, as you know, these guys ganged up on the baby Pycno, so I'm just going to, you know, sort these guys out. And I wasn't expecting there to be 7 babies. There's going to be 5 Bosborius and 2 Iguanodons, and honestly with that many babies you can put up a really good fight. So what I was trying to do here is chain the Riptide, just like before. I'm going from one target to the other and just switching. Now, the Bosbodias aren't the ones that are actually doing the damage. It's going to be the Iguanodon. When the Iguanodon lands that Fun Barrage, it does quite a lot of damage. So yeah. Now, not only that, these guys actually get me pretty low, and I get stuck here, and that rips a bunch of my HP. But actually just stick to it, and this gives them a chance for them to kill me. That way there's some risk for me, even though they're babies, you know. But yeah, and honestly I probably wouldn't have took this fight if there wasn't so many babies, but the fact that there was 7 of them, I was like, okay, I'm actually going to take this could be really fun and maybe even hard. So yeah, but as you can see, they actually get me really low, and I actually get a few of these guys. I kill, like, I think I managed to kill 3 of them, maybe 4, before I need to end up healing back up, because I'm not just gonna sit there with 1 HP fighting babies, like, you know. But now, also, don't feel bad for these guys, you know. You might feel like, oh, you know, I'm being bad or something for killing these guys, but these guys obviously try to jump the baby pick now. Not only that, these guys are a mega pack on, and I know this because when I told them to come back on the adults to try and kill me, they said nah, they're good, because all they do is sit at Tyrant's Gorge home cave. You know, that's where they keep all their dinosaurs, and it makes sense, because how often are you running into this many people that just this many people that are all grouped up as babies, you know? So it's definitely a bigger group, and I mean, they admitted to it. But I mean, they weren't very happy that I killed them, even though they were trying to kill the baby Pycno. But yeah, so either way, I mean, I did eventually end up killing all of them, as you're gonna see. But it was pretty funny. These guys, you know, just wouldn't get out of chat, and yeah, I mean, they just kept on crying. I never said anything. I usually just don't respond to people like that, because it's just a waste of time. I mean, these people can sit and chat for 30 minutes and, you know, they're never gonna accept what it is, you know. But I also think it's pretty weird that on Path, you know, a lot of people get really annoyed when you kill babies, which I think is pretty interesting, because it's somewhat of a survival game. It's not like fully survival, but it does say, like, you know, a big part of the game is growing, and you want to make it hard, you know, because when it's too easy, you know, when people, it's just like, I feel like it's not as rewarding. But yeah, if that makes sense. But you're gonna see a Subadal Alio, who honestly seemed pretty big. Honestly, I'm just probably like 2 bars off of adult. This Alio right here tries to be the White Knight, you know, try and save the babies and stuff. But I'm like, alright, let's do it. This, you know, this helps them a little bit. I'm always down. But main thing is focus the Alio, because he can actually, like, punish me, because obviously Alio's faster at 1150, so he's got 50 speed over the Conch. So if, you know, if I get low from fighting the 2 babies and this guy just finishes me off, that'd be pretty annoying. So, you know, the objective here is to take care of the Alio first. Now, I'm also expecting an update to come out tomorrow on Monday, because every Monday the comes around, or not, anytime they update the game, it's on a Monday that they do it. And since there hasn't been an update in 3 weeks now, I'm expecting a pretty big update for tomorrow. Probably going to be a TLC, honestly. I'd be surprised if they don't release anything this Monday coming up, as the game's been pretty stale and it's been a while since the last update. But yeah, I'm probably going to add some extra distant calls too, probably like 5 or 6 of them. Honestly, they're pretty cool, but I feel like the game needs something different. Obviously, they're working on a few things, like the foliage. I'm imagining that takes up a pretty decent amount of time. I wonder how different the game's gonna look with the new foliage, and if it's actually gonna make that much of a difference. But yeah, hopefully it's not a big waste of time. But anyway, back to the gameplay. Here there was a Pycno, Spino and a Meg fighting these circles, so I waited for this Meg to rest, and I just, came from behind and killed him while he was fully resting, then used the water as my escape. And I try and group up with these circles, but they actually end up being full, so I can't join them. But either way, I just keep fighting the Pycno and the Spino because there's no chance I'm fighting 3 circles in the water. Just not possible for solo Conca. But yeah, so I take this fight with the Pycno, and I'm baiting out his headbutts, as you can see, and I just get to the side of this guy and get a couple free hits. But now he just starts running. I'm not sure if he was trying to bait me to the Spino, but then he just I'm honestly not sure what he was trying to do right there. It made no sense. He just couldn't commit to something. If I was him, I would have honestly tried to get near the Spino, because the Spino's AoE attacks are pretty annoying to deal with and just not worth the risk. But as you can see, he's pretty low already, and now with the Pycno's speed being put down to 1075, it's going to be pretty hard for him to get away from me when the Conca is 25% faster, so 1100 movement speed. But either way, I get the kill on the guy and I try and steal the trophy just because, and I pay for it, and I just take a bunch of unnecessary damage because of that stun lock claw that the Spino has. Really annoying to deal with, but it is what it is. Now the Meg comes back and we 1v1 here. Now I just have a bad start here, and I just whiff a bunch of shots on the guy. But either way, he just, he's not hitting me with anything either, so it's perfectly fine. And I get that surge on him to slow him down. So now I'll be way faster than the guy. The Conca's already faster, but with the surge, it's amazing. It just gives you that big advantage in getting hits and not getting hit, because you're just way faster at that point. And especially if you can land it consistently, you can get them up to 45% slower, sorry. So yeah, and the guy just couldn't do anything, and I kill him again. But yeah, no, moving on, I end up fighting this Aquilo, who is with this Conc. You're going to see then the Conc ends up showing up. As you can see, I saw him creep up, and I was like, I'm going to take this to the water. I've already took enough damage. I don't want to give this guy too much of an advantage. So, but as you can see, I always like to start the fight off with a surge to give myself that advantage. And I hit him with the claw that puts bleed on, and I just seen that he is the height that gives him extra damage up to 15% if he is bleed on him, poison, venom and stuff like that. So at that point I just stopped hitting him with the claw, because I don't want to give him any more damage than he already has, because that would give him a pretty big advantage. Now this guy made a pretty big mistake, and he panicked and started running away. If he just stayed in the fight, all he had to do was land one more hit and he would have killed me. But yeah, I actually ended up getting away from this Aquilo and I get in the water. Now, I already knew what these guys were going to do. I already knew that he was going to go get him at Rainbow Hills Waystone, and I was a little bit late though, because I was healing up. But either way, he got brought back, and at this point, I'm not sure if this guy was trying to bait me with the trophy from the guy, but I mean, I can just take it. I mean, it's no problem. This guy jumps in the water, and now I have my 1v1 that I wanted. Don't want to take a 1v2 against a Conc and an Aquilo, as that's just pretty tough and unnecessary. But as you can see, getting that surge, and at that point, as soon as I landed it, he got out of the water. He wanted nothing to do in there. And I'm not sure if this guy was AFK, his friend or something. I'm not sure what he was doing, or he was just watching and letting it go on. But either way, as you can see. Now, I want to talk about the surge. Sorry, not the surge, the Riptide. I like Riptide for fighting multiple targets, but honestly in a 1v1 it's super annoying because even if you are the better player, you just end up trading hits because it lasts so long. It just keeps going on and on and on. And you know, you can bait out like the first 3 hits of the Riptide and then there's still the 4th one. It's so long. So yeah, I don't know, it's just, I find it super annoying to deal with because if it was just the normal bite, you know, I could get in and then get back out because a lot of people miss their first couple Riptides, whereas I'm pretty good at getting my first Riptide off and then getting out, but because the Riptide's so long, it doesn't matter, we just keep trading and trading and trading. But anyway, this Pycno does a really good job of putting himself up in a very good area. I already knew he had knockback, so I just decided that I'm going to face tank this guy. I got overconfident, I guess, and I take a lot of damage. But I also didn't want to get near a cliff just for this guy to throw me off. So this guy put himself in a perfect position and made this a lot harder than it normally would have been. If he put himself against water or the wall, it would have been a lot easier for me, but because he put himself up a cliff where he can knock me off, it made it so much harder. But yeah, now you can see this little rat just pounces on me to try and finish the kill off, and I just take him to the water. Now with the rework to how the stamina drains from pouncing, clamping, stuff like that, it's just honestly very difficult for things like Hatsy, the Raptors, just anything besides the Sarko, honestly, struggle very much. But yeah, now here I was chasing the Pycno and I wasn't expecting to take this much damage from fall damage, but yeah, I got myself really low and made this a lot closer than it should have been. This guy wasn't very good either, but yeah, that fall damage really got me. And then obviously I've still got fracture on me that just slows me down, which is just pretty annoying to deal with. But either way, I just stay on this guy's back or tail and I just keep getting free hits off on him. And honestly, whoever got all he had to do was hit me one more time and I'm dead with like a proper hit, like a bite. But yeah, I just get the last hit on him and get the kill on the guy. Very close fight. Now, another thing is, I feel like there's a lot more, the night is a lot longer than it used to be. I feel like they've increased it. But yeah, either way, I joined this Meg group, but I see there's 2 of them, and I'm like, honestly, a 1v2 against Megs could be pretty fun. And yeah, so I decided that I'm going to fight both of the Megs instead. And the other guy already started running away, and you know, you just never know. But yeah. So I start taking the 1v2 against these Megs, and as you can see, the other Meg gets real confident when there's 2 of them. I always don't understand that. I don't know why people just won't take the ones. Obviously against, like, it's just always good to get the fight started, you know, get like the guy half HP or put some damage on, and then once your friend gets there, it's just a lot easier, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, so I take the 1v2 against these guys and I just try give it my best. But you're gonna see that there's gonna be an Aquatic that shows up, and honestly I'm pretty sure the Aquatic tries to kill me. He's gonna show up in a couple of seconds here. But yeah, also just Meg is in such a bad spot because I just feel like the Conc is a better version of the Meg in every single way, especially if someone who runs Bright Sail on Conc. It makes it so much, it's like the perfect counter to Megs because you get that 15% increased damage, which is pretty rough for the Meg. But yeah, but now you can see that Aquatic is here, and it looks like he's chasing me, but he sees that I killed the guy, so he stops chasing me. And I decide that whatever, I'm half HP, I mean, I can still win this, it's possible. But you're gonna see this stupid critter, like, bro, just rips my health. Like, honestly, I have a big problem with critters. I really don't like them. I feel like all critters should be passive. They just shouldn't be attacking you. There's just no need for it. or just put the amount of critters there is around, because it just gets super annoying. I really love the concept of critters, but I hate that they attack you. It's just super annoying in a fight. Like, especially if you're playing on Apex, critters just like fold you. It's so annoying. It's like they're just pests. Like, it's not even worth the food. And anyway, but yeah, that's my thought on critters. Super annoying. Please just make them passive. I don't know why they need to be aggressive, but yeah. Anyway, we take this fight with the Suko 1v2. Honestly, if I can't imagine myself losing to two conks as a Suko. But yeah, not sure. This guy was also, I'm pretty sure this guy was full health, because you're going to see he takes an insane amount of hits. So yeah. Also, the other conk that I'm here with, he is in a full water build. He doesn't have the surge, for example, and he's just got some different subspecies. So it just, you know, makes it a little bit harder for him to stay in the water. But I'm just tail riding this guy, and he actually has a tail hit, by the way, as you can see, and it actually does a lot of damage. Like, if he used that a lot sooner, honestly, probably could have done a lot better. But you're gonna see, I get pretty low, but my teammate over here that's, you know, regaining stamina this whole entire time, where I'm 1v1ing this guy, is like 80% HP, 70% HP. But yeah, he just manages to get back in time for when he's one hit.